Welcome to Friendeavor, the podcast, the weekly podcast where we explore the highs and lows of friendship with your hosts, Danielle and Kayla.
As we journey through life, our friendships often evolve and change, ebb and flow, and sometimes even come to an end. Danielle and I are lifelong advocates for the power of friendship, and we are here to guide all of us through the many challenges and joys that come with building and maintaining strong, meaningful connections with those around us.
Join us each week as we deep dive into the intricacies of friendship, from navigating conflicts to fostering new relationships and everything in between. With insightful interviews, personal anecdotes, and expert advice, Friendeavor is the perfect podcast for anyone looking to strengthen their bonds with the people they love.
So, whether you are on the go, taking care of chores, or just settling in, get ready to explore the world of friendship on Friendeavor, the podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Friendeavor. I'm your host, Danielle.
And I'm Kayla. Hey, guys, welcome back.
And we are thrilled that you have chosen to stop by and hang out with us this week. And I want to give an extra special thank you to our wonderful guest last week, or last 2 weeks, I should say. Yeah. Monique, she's always a delight. Like, she's always just super fun, but also...
We could have gone so much longer.
We could have gone so much longer. But not only that, but when I ask her to be a part, she is like, acts like it's just the biggest honor. And I'm like,
so
that's so nice of you. You could just be like, I guess, or say no or something. But no, she's always down and she's always on board. And I don't know, that just makes me feel good.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. All right. This week we are talking about friendship quotes. There are several over the years, just tons and tons and tons of people have made their statements about friendship. And there's several famous quotes, and we're going to go through 10 quotes today. And Kayla, we are going to decide whether or not we agree with them. And we're going to look a little bit into who said them and see what we think.
Yes. And you guys know me, I hate choosing absolutes. And so I feel like I'm going to have to overqualify what I say and whether or not I agree with the quote. So this is going to be fun.
All right, let's dive in. Friendship quotes, true or false. Number one, by Kara, my sister's favorite author, C.S. Lewis once said, "Friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, 'What? You too? I thought I was the only one.'" Kayla, what do you think?
Okay. So my initial thoughts are, is at the moment the friendship is born? Yes, I think so, because if you haven't found anything in common yet, is it really a friendship or is it just an acquaintance or someone you know? So yes, but I also think you can have stuff in common with someone who's not a friend.
Yeah.
Which that's so rough, but
well, when I see this quote, I just kind of take it at face value. Friendship is born at the moment when you say, "What? You two? I thought I was the only one." And so that is like your launching pad. Like having something in common is a lot of the causes a lot of friendships. Like people who join sports teams, even if it's just like at their local gym or whatever, or people who go to clubs, like those people who dress up like Renaissance people and go to fairs, like that's what they have in common.
Yeah.
And tons of friendships are formed by common interest. So especially if you already know someone, like you're an acquaintance with them, but then you find out that you have something in common, it's like, oh, like a little flag goes up. It's like a green flag, like kind of pops up and you're like, oh, I should invest more in this relationship to see if we're meant to be friends. So I would agree. C.S. Lewis was a British writer, scholar, and theologian. He was born in 1898. And obviously he's most famously known for the Chronicles of Narnia and Mere Christianity. He was a professor, and his thoughts on friendship, according to this article, reflect his deep understanding of human connection. And yes, the article says that, but I also agree with that. That is a lot of what his work is about, is human connection, one to another, as well as human connection spiritually, spiritual connections between humans. So I would agree. That one is, I would say, ding, true. Yes. I think that's true.
Yep.
Number 2, a friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you. This quote is by Elbert Hubbard, born in 1856 to lived until 1915, an American writer, philosopher, and founder of Roycroft Artisan Community. Never heard of that before in my life. But a friendship with someone who knows all about you and still loves you. Thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I would say the people that's closest to me, I know all about them and I still love them. But I mean, as Christians, we're called to love everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are some really terrible people out there that are not necessarily my friends. So like really terrible politicians or whatever. That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Not people, my peers.
Yeah.
No. But like terrible people who do terrible things. Do I know all about them and I still love them with like the love of God?
Love them as a human.
Yeah.
You should love humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they're not my friend.
You also have to think of this as someone who is, I mean, I don't think Albert was an apostolic. I'm gonna err on the side of not. But he's saying this as someone who kind of like, you see the good, bad, and ugly of a person who is your friend, and you choose not to leave them because you know that stuff.
Then I would agree with that.
Yeah, so not so much this is my perception of it, not so much someone that you know a lot about them and choose whether or not to love them based on that. It's someone who is your friend that maybe something bad has happened or something, they've done something wrong, and you're not like dropping them like a hot potato just because something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So do we agree that a friend, or do we believe that a friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you? Yes, I would say that one's true.
Okay. If I was scrolling on Instagram and saw that, then I would double tap it. My initial thoughts would be like, oh, yeah, that's so cute. Since you asked me to analyze it, that's why I analyzed it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
But yeah.
That could be our metric. Would you double tap that?
Would you double tap? Yes, I would double tap.
All right, moving on. Number 3, friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. This quote is from Woodrow Wilson, 1856 to 1924, the 28th president of the United States. He was president through World War I and helped establish the League of Nations. Do you think that friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together?
No. Not the only cement.
Not the only cement,
no.
No. Because, again, Woodrow Wilson was not an apostolic, and he may have had Christian principles that he lived his life by, but we know more than anything else that the love of God and salvation of the human race is the only thing that will sustain the world. That's the only thing that's keeping judgment at bay, right? Is that we're in this dispensation of mercy. So just on face value, yes, connection and love between humanity will be the thing that keeps the world together. But
world peace.
World peace. But it's not the only cement.
Yes.
And according to this quote, friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. So do we believe in this friendship quote?
Would not double tap.
Would not double tap. Maybe I'll have to change I already introduced this episode as friendship quotes, true or false, but maybe I should say, would you double tap?
Yeah. That's great.
All right, number 4. True friendship comes when silence between two people is comfortable. True friendship comes when the silence between two people is comfortable. David Tyson Gentry, not widely known, credited with this is what the article says, is credited with his profound reflection on friendship. His quote emphasizes the deep comfort that true friends share, even in silence. I'm going to read the quote one more time for you. True friendship comes when the silence between two people is comfortable. True or false? Double tap, or keep scrolling.
I wouldn't double tap it.
I would keep scrolling too.
Okay, yeah. Because, okay, with my true friendships, silence is comfortable. Like, I'm not freaking out thinking, why are they talking to me?
Yeah.
But it's not like I want silence. Like, I want to talk to my friends. So, and I don't think true friendship comes when that happens.
Exactly.
So
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that true friendship happens. You know that you have a true friend before you ever get to comfortable silence.
Right.
I think that the layers that it takes to build, and the time and the effort and the energy that it takes to build a true friendship is recognizable before you get and you're sitting on the couch and chilling together. That is something that you can do as true friendships. good friends, best friends, is that you can just hang out and just kind of be in your own world, but be together. But I'm sorry, David Tyson Gentry. I would not say that that's the only time that true friendship comes, is when the silence between two people is comfortable.
Yeah.
So double tap or scroll. We're scrolling.
Okay, next quote. There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. And this was written by Thomas Aquinas. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Okay.
Aquinas. Yeah. So, double tap or scroll.
Read it again.
There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship.
Scroll.
Yeah.
Scroll.
We're scrolling.
Who is this guy?
He is a philosopher and theologian, and he was one of the most important figures in the history of the Catholic Church.
Oh, so. Okay. Well, there you go. Catholicism would think that the only thing that is prized, or what did he say, prized?
Yeah,
prized.
Nothing more to be prized.
Because, I mean, they still have Jesus hung up on a cross.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That there's nothing else other than that a man laid down his life for his friends, right? That's what the scripture says. But they don't think that, he's risen again. I mean, they do, but they are stuck in that moment. Mm-hmm. And so, is this a recent quote, or is this like a...
No, 1225 to 1274.
Oh my gosh, so super ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you have to think of the time period as well. Mm-hmm. There's nothing on this earth more prized than true friendship. Back then, there wasn't a ton going on. But the important things were still there. Family. Mm-hmm. Okay. No part of that quote says anything about your family.
Yeah.
Nothing more prized than true friendship. What about a deep familial connection and trust and love? Like,
yeah.
Nah. So, double tap or keep scrolling. I would keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
I'd actually probably comment and say, no, not true. Pull my brother and like, nope, that's fake news.
Yep.
You have another one for us?
Oh, yeah. Okay, number 6. Friendship isn't about whom you've known the longest. It's about who came and never left your side.
Okay. I would double tap. I'm not a big double tapper in general, but based off of our metric, I would double tap.
Yeah.
Because I think this speaks more to that it doesn't matter how long you've had a friendship, as long as it's a true... Like, there's people that I've been friends with for 20 years, but then I'm closer to people who I've known for 10 years.
Right.
So, never left my side, that's a teeny tiny bit dramatic. That's one of those, to me, that's like one of those people would post this who are like, everyone hates me and everyone abandoned me except for this one person, and I can survive above this and everyone hates me now. That's what that gives to me.
Yeah.
But I think the message of you can have a true friendship that's only 2 years old, that's just as strong, if not stronger, than one that's 15 years old.
Agreed. Yeah. I would, if I read that, I would double tap.
Who said that?
Oh, that was unknown.
Unknown.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. How do we an unknown quote? I hate when quotes are unknown. Like, tell me who said that so I can see if it was valid or not.
I know.
All right, our next quote is from Walter Winsell. It might be Winchell. Winsell. Again, 1897 to 1972. I don't know what was happening in the 1800s for people to be popping off about friendship.
Oh, seriously.
He was an American newspaper columnist and a radio broadcaster. Mostly political commentary and entertainment. And he was very controversial. But this quote apparently is very, very famous and highlights on the importance of loyalty during hard times. This is a quote that says, a real friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out. Double tap, keep scrolling. I will put a little asterisk on this. I think Friendeavor may have posted this before.
We have! Oh, that's so funny.
So we're going to see whether or not we as viewers would
double tap
our consumers would double tap, or when this airs, we need to put that on our story and say, would you double tap?
Oh my word. Okay.
A real friend was one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out. What do you think?
I was not expecting to use my brain this much. Yes. Someone who walks in when everyone else walks out. Again, going back to what you said about how that's so dramatic about, people, this person's stuck by my side. But okay. if you're gonna stick with someone when everyone else walks out because of something they did or whatever, you're being a true friend. So, yeah.
So you would double tap?
Yeah. Also because I made that post.
Yeah.
So I would 100% double tap.
Because
I did double tap it, probably on my personal account.
Probably. I would double tap that as well. It is dramatic, but it is true. There are a lot of fake people in this world. We just aired an episode a couple weeks ago about fake people, and it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And the fake people are not going to be the true friends who will stick by you.
Yeah.
So
walk out.
When the fake friends go on flights of fancy or move on to the next thing, or the revolving door kicks someone in and spits them out, like, I would agree. I would double tap. A real friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out.
Yep.
Quote number 8. Friendship is the golden thread that ties the heart of all the world.
Oh, man.
I couldn't even say that with a straight face. Let me say it one more time. Friendship is the golden thread that ties the heart of the world. I don't even know if I can double tap that just because I don't even know if it makes sense.
The golden thread that ties the heart
Let me tell you who this person is and see if we think. Okay. John Evelyn, 1620 to 1706. We're talking like Salem witch trial era. An English writer and diarist. I'm guessing that's someone who writes a diary. Evelyn was a central figure in intellectual circles during the 17th century. His observations on friendship, nature, and society left a lasting impact, especially through his personal diaries. So Johnny is over here writing in his journal and says, friendship is the golden thread that ties the heart of all the world. Would you double tap that?
It's giving the cement one. I say nah.
So Woodrow and Johnny are in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just be really dumb. That is accurate. It could be. I don't get this. You mean like your heartstrings? Like, oh, pulling on his heartstrings, like that kind of thing? Also, why is it golden? I
picture like a heart pillow that's been broken, and then the thread, needle and the thread is like tying it
friendship
together.
Is the one that would, but ties the heart of all the world. Yeah, I don't.
No,
Mr. Evelyn, I think you need to figure something out. Too bad you died in 1706, or else you could fix this. But
come on our podcast.
Come on our podcast and say what that means. we should dive deeper into that one. But no, I would not double tap. I would scroll.
Nope.
And again, it could just be because I'm uncultured.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Very, very famous poet, American philosopher. He is quoted as saying, "A friend may well be reckoned the masterpiece of nature." This one is also weirdly worded, but I understand what he's saying, that it is one of the most beautiful things of human nature that has ever come to be. Kayla, double tap or scroll?
Well, we're okay. So if
you are in the middle of overanalyzing it right now.
The masterpiece of nature. Well, nature is God's masterpiece.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about it being a masterpiece of God, friendship being a masterpiece of God. Yeah.
That's exactly how I took it as well.
Yeah.
Friendship is designed by God. Every relationship is designed by God, human connection. There's a reason that David and Jonathan were friends. There's a reason that there are themes of friendship in the Bible.
All over, yeah.
I would say that I would double tap this. I think that is true, but I think what Ralpho thought was nature was just like, oh, I can't believe that universe put us all together. Now, he was in the 18th century or 1800s, so I don't know that, but I think that could be interpreted that way today. So even if Ralph Waldo Emerson was very, like, if he thought the same thing as us, that it was, God's design or whatever, I think that if someone saw this quote today, they'd be like, the universe is so wonderful to me, to putting all these people in my path.
I am manifesting.
For the besties, I manifested all of these people in my life from the universe, and it has rewarded me. Okay, so yes, I would double tap, but with an asterisk, like I would fight someone who was trying to credit someone else other than God for
I would
friendship.
double tap and then I would comment, God is amazing. Look at God. That's what I would do.
Kim Horton's like, yes. She's like liking your comment over and over and over. That is awesome. Okay, our last quote number 10, is also by Monsieur Ralph Waldo Emerson. Again, 1803 to 1882. The only way to have a friend is to be one.
Yes.
Double tap, double tap, double. Yes,
I
yes,
am
yes, yes,
not
yes, 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 yes.
overthinking that one.
Nope. That
Yes.
one is that is correct. Ending it on a good note. Just ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding ding.
That was a good one to end it with.
Yeah, right? Ralph, my man. Yes, we agree with that one. Because that is a biblical principle.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you know, you got to show yourself friendly to have friends. That is the thing that Karen Sanderson, a.k.a. my mom, drilled into our heads. Well, if you want to have friends, you have to be friendly.
Show yourself friendly.
Who does not have a friend? You need to go be their friend. Well, you're not going to have any friends if you don't go out and try to talk to someone. Okay,
Yep.
like all the time. Biblical principle. Ralph kind of stole it. The only way to have a friend is to be one. You can't just sit in your house and expect the friendship angels to come and excuse me, is there anyone here who needs a friend? Okay, here's one for you, and just drop it off at your door like a stork. Okay,
Right.
That's not how it works. You gotta be a friend. You gotta show yourself friendly. You can't sit there like a bump on a log in church. When it's time for koinonia, you gotta go around and shake a few hands.
Yep.
I personally don't like going around and shaking a few hands, but if I needed friends, you best believe I would be bumping pew to pew, introducing myself to people, trying to show myself friendly.
Yeah. And yeah, showing yourself friendly too, because if you are a poor friend, yeah, people may stick by your side, but you will not have true friendships.
Yeah.
Because that foundation of trust is broken.
Personal story time. 10, 12 years ago, whenever I met someone where we now live, and I will leave her name out of this, even though she would probably be fine with me saying this, but I'm just going to leave it out. I was friends with somebody who was friends with them, and we went to an event, ice skating. There used to be an ice skating rink in Elk Grove in the winter, and the person I was friends with was telling her, like, oh, she's so funny, like, you gotta meet her, like, she's hilarious, blah, blah, blah. I'll introduce you. About me, yeah. So the friend was saying that to the other friend. And so she's like, oh, yeah, okay, I can't wait to meet her. So we go there. I do not remember this at all. I mean, I remember the event, but I don't remember what happened, according to her. She said that I was the most rude, standoffish person she'd ever met that night.
She told you this later?
She told me this later, yeah.
But you're friends now?
We're friends now.
Oh, that's so fun.
I'm going to actually go ahead and pause the recording so I can tell you who it is, and so you can just be shocked.
What?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Right? Isn't it so random?
I love her.
I love her too, and I was so confused when she told me that, because first of all, I don't remember. I fully remember that night. I do not remember presenting myself that way at all. I don't even remember meeting her that night, but I remember the activity. Like, they were trying to pressure me to ice skate, but I don't know how to ice skate, and I didn't want to make a fool of myself. And so, like, I remember that night. You
probably stood your ground and said, no, I'm not doing it.
Probably. Probably. But the way she told me, she was like, yeah, you were so rude. And she wasn't, like, saying, you know, like, you're an idiot. But I was like, what? I was blown away, because, again, that is not how it is in my house. You're nice to everyone, even if you don't even have time to be nice to them. Like, if you're rushing, that's just how it is, right? And so when she told me that, I was like, what? Everything's good now, like I said, but I was so confused. So even a moment that stood out so clearly in her mind that I don't remember at all. I don't remember this.
Isn't that crazy?
And the other friend had been gassing me up to her.
Yeah.
Had been telling her, like, because I'd been hanging out with this other friend a lot. And so she's like, oh, yeah, because we had just moved here. Oh, you got to meet her. Yeah, she's hilarious, blah, 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 whatever. Well, then she has high expectations. That's another thing, probably. I didn't meet the expectations right out of the gate. And so,
wow.
You just got to be so aware.
You have to be so aware. It's crazy when things like that happen. Like when my husband brings something up about, well, when you said this, it didn't say, I was like, well, don't even remember that conversation taking place, but obviously it affected you a lot.
Yeah.
It's just, you have to be so aware.
Yeah, I had this revelation, and I think I may have done a video on it on Friendeavor, the YouTube channel, but if not, it's on my list of to do, is pieces of your life stick out, are in other people's memory. Mm-hmm. Stuff that's not even in your own memory is in theirs.
Yeah.
And when they think of you, that's their perception. You know how badly I wish I could change that? Like, I want you to see me as I am.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of that one-off situation, or how I was when I was 15, or how I was when I was 12. Mm-hmm. Because there's people who will treat you like you were when you were 12. Well, I remember when she did that, and she wasn't that.
Yeah, that's kind of silly.
16 years, you know, like, but it happens. It totally happens.
Yeah.
But the fact, if you can just be mindful of that and aware of that and actively show yourself friendly, again, we agree with Ralph in this one, we would double tap, is that it's just being aware, doing your best to make everyone feel like you want to engage with them and want to be a part of whatever's happening in that moment with them.
Yeah.
And that'll set up a different perspective in their mind going forward.
Yeah. So true.
Well, at the time of this recording, Kayla is about to jet off to Italy. By the time you're listening to this, she'll come back and we'll be wanting to hear all about it. Yes. But I hope you have fun. I guess.
I will.
I guess I hope
I'll eat all the pasta for you.
Get out. Thank you so much for stopping by Friendeavor this week. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. If you've missed any episodes, feel free to catch up. I feel like we're putting out some slamming content this season. If you have any thoughts.
Honestly, this season's content is superior.
I agree. Yeah. Are we getting good at this? Not at the actual production value, because I heard that our podcasts are too quiet. I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying. I don't know what to do. If anyone knows podcasting lore, please help me, because I don't know what to do. Anyways, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns, you can always email us at friendeavorpodcast@gmail.com, DM us at Friendeavor, comment on our videos or our podcasts or anything, Instagram, and we would love to connect with you.
For sure.
We hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you next time on Friendeavor the podcast.
See you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Friendeavor the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you enjoyed today's content, leave a review and share with a friend. You can find the show notes on our website, www.friendeavor.net, and in the description of this episode.
Friendship is a journey. It's an endeavor. We'll see you next time on Friendeavor.